Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a Slab and Gab episode here on the channel where we take a look at a few graded cards from my sports card collection and talk about them for a few minutes. This is going to be a CSG video today. I have 5 CSG slabs that have come in recently. I know they're not as popular as SGC or PSA, but I do enjoy their slabs, their crystal clear plastic, and their bargain basement pricing. So gonna get to these. These are basically cards from my youth, or cards from the boom wax era for the most part, but I think they look great in high grade in these CSG slabs. So let's turn the camera around and get to it. All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, these are all going to be from what I now refer to as the boom wax era. Thanks to John Mangini. I do agree that this era deserves better than to be called junk wax. This is the era that I grew up in collecting, and have 5 baseball cards that I picked up. These were all from the same seller who was basically running an auction where a lot of these started at $4.99, $4.99 with combined shipping, and just had a whole bunch of boom wax era cards. And in the end, I picked up 5 of them, and we're going to look at all 5 here today. So let's start with the player who's going to appear the most in today's video, the great Rickey Henderson, best leadoff hitter of all time, and his 1993 Fleer Ultra issue. Pardon any glare here, but yeah, again, you've heard it all before, but CSG, clearest plastic in the business. These cases look amazing, whatever they use for like the acrylic. It is absolutely stunning. Love these cases. This is the newer flip, when they redesigned and got away from the green flip, the short-lived green flip, and picked up this 93 Ultra because I was the lone bidder at $4.99, and I really love especially 92 and 93 Fleer Ultra. Those 2 years with the very similar design and the design that was done across all 4 major sports makes that a big plus for me. I tend to chase the 92s and like the 92s a little bit better than the 93s, but at the same time, at a $5 price point for a Rickey Henderson and a 9 that's already graded, and a seller that I was buying a couple of other cards from anyway, just couldn't resist that. Next up, I have another Rickey card. This is a notable one from 1989, Topps Traded, also in a fine 9. I believe all 5 cards in today's video are fine 9s. So the combination of being CSG and being a lowly 9 is really what kept all of these so cheap. None of these were over the $10 mark. These are all sub $10 slabs. I want to say this 89 traded was like $7, $6, something like that. But I love this card because it's a great image. I love the design of 89 Topps. Love the shot here of Rickey crouching, looking like he's about to spring for, one of his leadoff home runs. And yeah, just really, really cheap card. And it signifies his trade back to Oakland from the Yankees, who he mistakenly spent, half the decade of the 80s with. But he moved back to Oakland, and that's what this card represents. So in the back, you see, his stats from the first few years with the A's, then his time with the Yankees, and now back with Oakland here. So really cool card that kind of signifies a memorable move back to the franchise where he began, and just a great image. And again, dirt cheap. Next one is a rookie card, and this is a player who I just think is, for a variety of reasons, just underappreciated in our hobby. One of the best pitchers of all time from 1987, Topps Traded. Picked up the Greg Maddux rookie, a CSG 9 as well. I know they made a million of these, and I know cards from this era aren't valuable, but it's kind of insane to me that you can get the rookie card of a player of this caliber slabbed up in a 9 for under $10. Maddux deserves a little bit more love than that, in my opinion, although I was happy to add this. Probably the best pitcher of the 1990s overall. Certainly the most dominant pitcher in baseball during the mid-90s. I would argue that Pedro Martinez kind of overtook him there towards the end of the decade, but there was a stretch of a few years where this guy was the man. Had a very long career, played well into the 2000s, and just somebody who was easy to admire. Didn't look like an athlete, in particular. I think his nickname was the Professor, you know, goggles, nerdy kind of guy, a little bit of a beer belly at times, but just some of the best control of his pitches of anybody in baseball history. And I definitely do have a ungraded copy of this. I have an 87 Topps Traded box set in the box, but for the price, I just couldn't resist adding his graded rookie card to my Slab collection. So there's Greg Maddux. And then I have two more Oakland A's to close it out. A very Oakland A's heavy episode here. Just is what it is. I don't know why it worked out this way, but this is a card that I was a huge fan of growing up. It was just a giant card, and I know his reputation ended up being somewhat tarnished, but man, in the late 80s and early 90s, this was a card you wanted in your collection. The 87 Topps Mark McGwire. Just awesome. Love the wood border 87 set. I was a little bit younger than a lot of people I know who got into this as kind of their first set, but I do still have fond memories of this because of the Will Clark rookie, this Mark McGwire. I understand this is not his rookie card because he has that Team USA card in 85 Topps Baseball, but this is his first card with the A's. And so as a kid who didn't know any better, I almost kind of considered this a rookie card of sorts, and just really coveted this. Did have one copy of it in my childhood collection, and again, for under $10, was happy to scoop up another instance of it here in graded format. So I know he's, hasn't made the Hall, and as I said, kind of tainted his legacy there with what happened with the home run chase in the 90s. But that card will always take me back to just a certain place and time, and a certain time in the hobby, and I love it for those reasons. And then finally, the lone card in the group of five that has the original green flip from CSG, but I'm actually glad that it does. So one of the random things that I've gotten into over the last couple of years is, since CSG did away with the green flip, I take pride in finding a CSG card that came out during the green flip era that has a lot of green in the card to match the flip. I think they're kind of cool, given that you can't get them anymore and that they were only around for a short duration. And so it's kind of a challenge that I've made to myself to find some of these cards that have a predominantly green color scheme and find them in the green flip specifically. And that's what I did here. And this is actually the card that led me to start this order before I found the other four from the seller with combined shipping. It is the 1984 Topps Rickey Henderson. Pretty cool. So this is like, like a fifth year card or something. Not super valuable. Again, this one might have been maybe $11 or $10, somewhere around there. But I'm just a huge fan of the image on this. I love the design of both 83 and 84 Topps. It looks like he's about to take off here and steal one of his many bases, which is perfect. And again, just the sheer amount of green that adorns this card between the team name, the player name, the batting helmet, the uniform here, the green grass in the background. I submit that this is, almost the perfect card to have in the green CSG flip. And I actually enjoy this more being in this flip than I would if it was in the black CSG flip. It's just one of those things, I'm odd, what can I say? But really happy that I tracked this one down. I actually didn't have a copy of this graded at all. I did pick up last year the first three Rickey Henderson cards from Topps, 80, 81, and 82, all in PSA graded form. But from 83 on, was a little bit weak on the graded side, and have been trying to kind of flush some of that out, just because I do believe he's the greatest center fielder and leadoff hitter, in baseball history, and the guy that I would want at the top of my lineup if I was making kind of a dream team lineup from across, 150 years plus of baseball history. I would definitely put Rickey in the leadoff spot, and really happy to have this clean copy at a bargain price. So, just more examples today in this video of how you don't need to spend a lot of money to have fun in the hobby, even if you want to collect graded cards. I think everything that you see in today's video came to probably $50 or so total, with shipping and tax and everything for these 5 slabs. So really not breaking the bank here, but they're just fun cards that remind me of my childhood, and I love having them presented in this way and slabbed up. I think they just look fantastic. So big thanks to the seller for offering these at an extreme discount, And big thanks to you for taking some of your valuable time to come by the channel here and check out today's video. So that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will certainly be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Till then, take care and enjoy the hobby, everybody.